Okay, now OBS isn't grumpy, which should mean that YouTube shouldn't be grumpy. It should mean that I shouldn't be grumpy. Of course, that remains to be seen, but sure would be nice, considering how anybody who gets notifications from me, that I don't know why anybody would do that, but anybody who does would have gotten 4 identical messages within the span of like 5 minutes. But if that's all working okay, then in theory, this should also work okay. So, as a semi-continuation again of the last like 3-4 streams on the game Crossout, this is going to be mostly just updating builds that were outdated, because we have a mini battle pass, and the mini battle pass gives Thors, and while there's many reasons to be upsetty with Gaijin in general, Crossout battle passes specifically, being able to make the Odin is not something I'm not going to take. So now that I have the Odin, I can take all these ones which were awaiting an Odin and update them, and maybe even play with some of them. So, be seeing how that goes. Assuming I don't wake the puppy by scooting my chair. See, he's located in a silly spot. Okay. So I now have one of these bad boys, 2 of those, and at some point within the next 20 some hours I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do with all that. But in the meantime, we can at least change out some of these guys. Technically I don't want to do that though. So the biggest one to begin with being this. Just like the entire reason I was excited to get the Odin to begin with. Not sure which orientation is going to work the best. I think aesthetically probably like that, but from a functionality standpoint, I don't know that there's... Why am I using the other... Oh, right, just there. Whoopsie. So we're definitely going to be hiding this then, unless... I just assumed that it was going to be non-concave. Sorry, non-convex, but yeah, okay, that's not... At least not sufficiently so that you can stick extra slots in it very easily, so you can just run one of these, although it looks ugly, or we could run this, which is not as good but less ugly. Probably do it by swapping these around again for that aesthetic. And then I have an extra energy point, well sorry, 2 over what I had, which was a gas gen. So with that I can put on a trombone, whose price is probably spiked like fuck because it got leaked that it's part of the next battle pass. As well as the Gerda, which I have a few of. No, those don't actually spike nearly as much. Just surprising, because they're actually a lot more frequently used, it feels like. Price is already significantly higher in any case. But whatever, not complaining. And we can do that. And then cry with the lack of buttons. Well, that does complicate things, doesn't it? Well, I kind of have to have all those separated in order for them to work well. I could put both the hurricanes together, I suppose. Although that is going to mean that I limit my ability to get the added land perk charged as much, because you have to space the shots more. So that only counts for 2 rather than 3. But that might be the easiest solution. Very annoying actually that I have to stall the rockets. But I'm not going to complain about dealing that much extra damage, that's for sure. Says it doesn't let me use the trombone anymore. Alright, because that's not an enemy. Yeah. So, I don't know, I'm going to have to figure out how to try and be clever about... I guess to be fair, with a 3-second delay, I can just do this. That could work. Up to the damage in any case. I'm gonna do it better than that though. I'm gonna have to get the timing figured out because I don't want the trombone to be what procs the perk and thus prevents it from building further. That being said, depending on the distance, it might just not matter. Could stay cloaked long enough to build. Let's see, is it cannons for today? It is, so we can find out in a practical setting. How exciting. And then, as the Xbox app dies on me as per usual. Thank you, Xbox app, very cool. I don't suppose OBS is having issues right now. Nope. Good for OBS, thank you. So I guess I can pick one app to not have issues, dependent on the internet I select. Oh no. Oh, let's see how long this plays nice for. I say as it refuses to keep thinking. There we go. Okay. I could also put one of these right there to protect that some more somewhat. Well, it's probably not going to matter very much, but take what you can, do what you can. It's not going to let me put the other one there. So I'm going to have to figure out something else. Especially because you wouldn't generally have red taillights on a Huey. Let's see, what other clever little thing can I do? I already got the horn. probably better if we use this instead. Well, I guess that's kind of the easy answer, isn't it? Too bad that they're not color-coded from what I recall. Also won't fit the hurricane there. I don't suppose if we did something accursed. No, it's not. Cool, so not that. Question why I get a Discord notification. Actually, I have 2 Discord notifications, which I guess would explain the second one as being an offshoot of the first one. But we can find out via the phone app. How exciting. Let's see. Yes, it is literally just a repost of that. Oh, actually, and Prodigy saying that he's not actually on, he's just doing some challenges before work. What is silly. Should have been on earlier, sir, then we could have been on together. Silly. Oh, well, can't fit my plants. Ooh, maybe I can. Wow. Probably doesn't work. Super great. Could have infinitely chasing me rocket balloons. That's kind of exciting, isn't it? Unless they refuse to go anywhere other than vertical due to the speeds at which I'm traveling. Doesn't look as good. Need them to be pretty much horizontal like that, which they don't seem to have much interest in doing. So not those either. Not really a whole lot of places I can stick things without them being silly. And like, this is not even where exhaust on an aircraft should go. Would go there, but I can't really put it up there either without ruining that form factor. Let's see. So I spend more time decorating my craft than actually doing anything productive with it as I try and update it to another generator. And we still don't have green lights, so I can't really replace the flares with lights. Could do yellow, say if I get close enough, but then I'd lose more of my rep bonus since those are epics and the flares are legendaries. And I'm already only spending 5 parts on it. I need more legendary holograms, honestly. Literally just have one and then say a very outdated New Year. I might just have to be lazy again. Whatever. Maybe I'll just leave it for a bigger brain version of me. As I immediately mix up the colors on them while staring at the ones that I'm replacing them with. But I don't know that these actually look any better, honestly. But we don't really have any just like blinky lights other than the brake lights, and I'm very much not going to be braking in the sky. And then green light doesn't work as well from a visibility standpoint. Okay, I might just have to suffer. So can't put more flares. My fireworks are temporary and you can only have one of those. So what? Okay, give up and future me can deal with it. Good idea. Though Xbox does not seem to like that idea for some reason. OBS is doing fine. Good job, OBS. I wonder if this might be attributed to me running the wrong connection with the Xbox. But it should also be on 5 because I was literally downloading something with it 2 days ago. Uh-oh, it's not. Well, that's awkward. But that might solve the issue. Maybe. Depends on if the stability trade-off, again, fixes it or not. Let's find out. Connect, and we hope we have the right password. And we do. And then it immediately gets after me and tells me I have a double NAT, which I can't really do anything about. It's still checking. Don't even know why it doesn't give any progress for it. As far as I know, it's purposefully slow. Like, it takes a full minute to ensure the cannot connect to your server. Uh-oh. Service info is unavailable. Yikes. So unkind. And of course, in one of the earlier, since deleted streams, I said, oh, now it's good. Great. Okay. I don't believe it, but I'll take it. So now, in theory, we set this up, and then it probably ends up getting angry again, regardless, for some other indiscernible reason. How don't think I've ever played Solitaire Collection, never mind 3 days ago. But it's at least connected for the time being, so I'll give it a go. So it didn't change. It didn't save me unchanging them. It's fine, easy enough to fix. Anything else? Guess not. I feel the same way, puppy. So we'll give that a go for the daily challenge. Well, it's definitely staying connected a lot better. So far, I'm not having any audio loss at all. Very nice. So I might end up losing a fair bit of damage from the vehicle perk as a result of the trombones dealing damage. But keeping the hurricanes as being activated directly under uncloaking is going to be a little bit more important for getting the backstat patches, specifically for, you know, farming those here in patrol. And in theory, the trombone heating should more than make up for the lost, like, 9% damage. Especially because they should all be specifically targeting the cabin. But we'll see. I'm getting a bit of lag from the game itself for some reason now. Oopsie, I forgot to... Well, I guess I could always just do this the other way. Build up a charge, and then... Oh, apparently not do anything, okay. Oh, that doesn't spike dry. Terrible first example, but we're just going to blame it all on the lag. Because that's definitely the problem. Not a skill issue. Not a skill issue. We should have a new event this time tomorrow as well. Or a new brawl, at least, rather. It's interesting, they announced the Crossout Day 1, at least. Which was weird, because the actual announcement post on their website was stamped for May 7th. Which leads me to believe they, oopsied, forgot to actually announce it at the proper time. And yet, it had the regular server issues that they always have of... when they just post it at everyone, but the link hasn't actually resolved or gone live, whatever. So when you go to the page, it's like, no, this page doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. Wow, okay, so we're just having lots of connection issues. I really hope that's not as a result of the 5 gig, because it really shouldn't be. But that's not going to stop it. Say as I try and interlink multiple different devices. Again, definitely not an operator here. But honestly, if a little bit of latency, especially when I'm only fighting bots, is the price I pay for it, not losing frames and quality and disconnecting every 30 seconds, and so be it. I mean, you know, it'd be a lot cooler if it didn't do any of that, but... be hard to. I guess I could always look at Ethernet as well, considering how I'm running all this on Wi-Fi, which is literally the exact opposite of what they recommend. They meaning every person who has ever set this sort of system up ever. That's probably not gonna hit him. Yeah, okay. except when it hit the ring, it still canceled my damage bonus. That's not good. I hit the drone rather than the vehicle. Ah, this is such a terrible map for me trying to use trombones in this. But you know, I get some thick damage and it actually works. Okay, let's see if I can kill anybody who's not under the dish. Or rather, if there's anybody not under the dish who I can thusly kill. Nice. Good job me as I continue to fuck up the order of using the different abilities. Trombone, and then we cloak, and it probably doesn't hit them because they're under the dome. Also, they're dead. And then I would uncloak, and then I would rocket them. Get there eventually. 2 more missions to figure it out, I guess, and hopefully not get that fucking map again. Ironically, considering I was specifically made for the heli game mode. There we go. Another one specifically made for armored aircraft, which is actually a lot more usable for armored aircraft. At least one's using lock-on rocket launchers. Okay, we get in a position where they aren't all blasting my ass. And then we get our damage bonus up. And we absolutely slam and jam that guy. Oh, he's still not dead. Well done, burned. Fuck that guy, alright. Just taking all the benefits of my heating without taking any of the aggro. Not very kind. There we go, got a backstep patch, nice. I just need to get like 19 more of those motherfuckers. I'm actually doing pretty good. We only need 11 more patches. Helicopter does not do such a good job of farming them as the others. And then today is Tuesday, which means that tomorrow's Wednesday, which means that there are new weeklies, yeah, on Wednesdays. And then that means I can get levels, 5 of them specifically. And then I'll have enough to get level 113, which is the threshold at which you have enough lighters to buy a legendary after already buying an epic with lighters, which I did because I bought the Odin. I don't know, I thought I could go over that. In order to, complete the trial for it. And then I can buy the narwhal and do likewise. Alright, well this is going terribly. This map has a super low ceiling. Some motherfuckers can keep hitting me, decloaking me, cancelling all my buffs. Not very cool, guys. Willing to buy old version of Steps by Spider, and Ghost. What a world. Honestly, that healing lasts longer than I expected though. So I could probably be small brain and still make it work. Good for Mongrel. I'm glad they got all their patches today. Try again, see if I can't actually accomplish literally anything in one of these matches. Oh, good news, I've managed to destroy 40 parts twice already, I guess. This is an extra special day for the helicopter. It actually gets to do more than 5 patrols. Well, 5 patrol wins. There's definitely been losses before in this having to do 6+ patrols, but whatever. I get rid of that hangnail. Gonna focus all my mental energy on the game. So obviously that was the issue with the prior. Okay. They're all fucking off, which is perfect. So now we can get our cloak back up. Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Wow, that didn't eat them up at all. Damn. Alright, well, it shows what I know, guys. Don't know why I didn't get a backstab for that. Probably just a timing issue. It's definitely an LOS issue. So they continue to get shown up by literally everyone, including actual bots. Huzzah, another backstab. Big wins for bots today. Okay, well that definitely went better. Wow, 4 patches. Dang, alright, could have been. Get the prestige level from that, which is coins, which is honestly better than literally any of the prior rewards, although less useful on console since our coin value is inflated by I mean, it's basically triple as much as a coin value equivalent would be on PC. Still haven't hit the damage threshold because, again, the rocket launchers suck at doing that, despite being able to participate in the 5 wins fairly easily. Steroids. That's an interesting name. I still apparently am not talking in-game despite not muting myself, nor having myself muted in the Xbox app, which begs the question how precisely one is supposed to talk if not being muted. It still doesn't have them hear you. A mystery to all, certainly. Then because this actually has cover, I don't need to worry about cloaking to get across the map, which means I can do that. And then that. Kind of rude again, guys. 4% damage bonus. Alright, that's not that good. Can make the build work for the specific purpose of getting patches from bots and patrol. Hallelujah. Doing it consistently, however, completely different story. surprised there's not more activity with the millers, honestly. Would have expected them to price spike pretty significantly, or maybe we're just right before it actually does do that. I don't know. Like, none of the epic items there are worth spending a miller on, though, in my opinion. Just for the sake of the millers currently being 2k a piece. And most of those epics being like maybe 500. But they're fused, yes, but also you could get a fused one for the price of 2 of those regular ones during pro events, so why do more than is necessary? Especially when I'm in no rush to upgrade pyres, because again, they're not particularly good. Damn, team. Pop off. Wow, another 2. Only 4 more and 5,000 more damage. Crazy. Crazy. And I have the Judgment Knight and about a dozen other builds to update. We're going to keep this one downloaded because I use it for the Rocket Launcher Challenge. And maybe, I really doubt they're going to add an extra button, because if they did, they probably would have done so in the past 2 years when people were asking about it and we had the scope change implementations. So, I'm thinking that I'm just going to have to suck it up, or put the flares on another button, or remove the flares, because they don't really do anything on this. And then separate the hurricane triggers again. But I don't know, I already also have enough buttons to contend with, realistically. Okay. Do this again with less human players and thus a higher chance of success on my end, with them not all dying. What I say is instead I just get killed. Alright. Wow, that was cool. Good job, me. Too bad it wasn't first blood. Could have actually got a patch out of it. I don't think there's any merit to me doing this one. Well, no, because by the time those rockets hit, I'm not going to have the ambush bonus. Or sorry, the backstab patch requires you to get the kill within 3 seconds of uncloaking. Which is kind of hard to do if the weapon heating takes 3 seconds just to get there, and then you have to fire your others. That being said, it is much more effective at actually killing them if I do it this way. Especially because it means I can guarantee the full 28% damage bonus on the trombone, which is whatever, but the trombone and the hurricanes, which should theoretically multiply the damage even further. But unless I want to farm, you know, MVP and assist spree patches. Doesn't really matter. That was a super quick queue, dang. I didn't even have to wait for the countdown. An idyllic lobby. There you go. Pretty much the ideal scenario. Even that it didn't kill him, but also, you know, bots at 15,000. Shocking. Now look at that, boom. Very nice. So, fairly usable, again, against at least AI. A lot lots of damage, which is nice since you don't normally see that on these. But not so great on the patch side of things, just kind of the entire reason I'm here with it. Though I always have the limit of only needing to have participation with 5 battles anyway, and then I can run the miniguns, which also brings into question, why not just put the flares on the minigun build, because those also count for this particular version of the challenge for reasons indeterminate. There you go, nice. Good amount of patches. Still only half as much as my record with the miniguns. But the challenge is done now too. Might make it harder to show. See, now there we go. Nope, doesn't let me. Any case, the challenge includes the flares because they're considered an uncategorized weapon. So theoretically, I could just slap those on my minigun build, and then all I have to worry about is when it's the shotgun / autocannon challenge instead of the cannon / rocket launcher / uncategorized challenge. But in any case, barring me suddenly getting a whole lot smarter with utilizing the parts limits or putting more decor on this in a non-terrible looking way, which is namely a call out for the mounting points sucking when you try and put a hurricane on those helicopter wings, then I think this build is probably done for the time being. But it is also fun to use, so maybe I'll just keep that anyway. This I need. Well, technically we can rebuild this because people sold me the things. Okay, so that is shelved. Also, we can probably just get this to be color coded already. No, not you. No, not you. Contain specific text. If it says shelved, we make it green. And then we duplicate that. And we say, if it says hold. Without adding some Excel tutorial to my stream about Crossout. Amazing. Although I suspect there's better ways to do this because this is essentially like a switch case, and thus I feel like there should be a way to do that, but Excel is really specific of only wanting you to do that by actually going into VBA, which is not something I actually care enough to do, especially because it changes the file format, what you can do, how you can share it, etc. But in theory, those should all auto-apply. So now that we have the MI24, then we can do something else. Let's see, we can do the Dreadnought now. Whoopsie, not in that slot, that was silly. And we can add it to you. And then we can put another piece in there probably, since I don't think I'm going to have a single layer of anything. It's not like I'm running a seal, which would fit there nicely. And these other modules are single thickness. So I could, like, I can do the same stuff I've done before and try and repack the modules nicer, but I don't actually know that there's much options with that. Whatever, it's part of what we're here for building for anyway, right? Oh, and it doesn't tell me the energy with those there, so that should be 15. So theoretically I have one more, which probably means I could swap that out. And then it's kind of the debate of, do I want to have modules that are boosted by the cheetah without actually including the cheetah? What, pup, you want to go say hi? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that a no? I would take that as a no. Because, like, the best way to... Oh, now you want to go, of course. Because the best way to use them would, of course, be with the cheetah boosting. But if I don't have the cheetah, I'm not boosting it, so do I want to use it? But also, there's not a whole lot of 1 to 2 energy modules to equip that aren't boosted by the cheetah. So... Which reminds me, I think I took off the defense module for the... No, I still have it. Okay. Because they did have an averter underneath, and I debated taking that out to put in something else, probably the Aegis. Well, I could maybe fit the days in. I mean, but like boosted by cheetah, boosted by cheetah, boosted by cheetah, boosted by cheetah. So, unless I want to slap on boosters, pretty much all of them would have been better off with a cheetah, but I don't want to run the cheetah because I want more power, more speed, more mass limit, more damage protections, considering I'm only running 10 energy of epic weapons at like 15,000 fucking power score. Well, I guess it's not that high yet, but it will be when we're done. Like, technically, I guess I could take everything else off, put a 3rd snowfall on, and then have the reload booster, but that seems silly. Could also take the radar off. Well, our whole shtick is getting close and bussing people up with the snowfalls, being big tinky boy while doing so. So I guess the question is, how do I want to go about doing that? I feel like technically this would make more sense rotate it the other way. I do like how they fit, but also probably want that at the rear, but then if I have that at the rear, then the Odin is more exposed because the hump of it is at the back. Also, I guess that doesn't leave enough space for the Finwell to go directly on top. So I'd have to stick it at the back, and that's probably even more important that it doesn't get shot. But we have, what? Should be 14 energy. And like, I mean, I'm not going to fit... Well, I could fit a trombone, but putting a trombone on this build seems like a terrible idea. Because its entire shtick is it's going to be CQC to things, and thus very much not benefiting from arcing shots doing anything. I guess I could slap the cloak back on, but again, boosted by cheetah, pretty cool. Don't have the cheetah boosting it. But that would give me the ability to use the cloaking to get closer to begin with, which again, from a PvP standpoint, is probably just directly a lot more of a really good idea. Especially again, considering the weaponry we're running. But don't really know what else I could run for modules that would help this build out. It's not like I'm running Harvester, so the Tormentor does literally nothing. Argus, Interceptor are defensive. Don't really help the build. Daze is offensive. Well, it's defensive, but it's an offensive defensive. But it would require an additional energy point. And to be fair, this is all stuff I knew, like, a week ago when I made this build. I just was kind of hoping I would have had a epiphany since then, and I have not. So I still don't have a very good answer about it. Shame. What's that? Oh, just another hard module. Let's see. How much ammo do I really need for these? 136 seems fairly reasonable. Don't have a 1x4x1, so again that whole fin wheel fitting sort of thing comes into play. The other hand does seem fairly risky for me to basically line the floor of this entire thing with explosives and then hope that it doesn't cause any issues. But I don't know where else I would be putting the explosives otherwise, and at least these ones have a lot of durability. Well, let's go with the same answer as last time. Well, can I undermount anything? Not really, especially with the wedge design. So my options are either stack all the explosives at the front, or stack them all on the bottom. Well, I guess to be fair, I could do the opposite of what I was just doing and do that. Well, let's put the fin wheel like a lot. And there's only a 2 deep gap. But then I have like an additional extra layer for all this armor, but I can't actually fit any additional modules there. So I'd have to try and cram these 3 in to this remaining space, which doesn't really work. But I am a fan of having all the explosives there. But my other option being that I lay them all down, which sort of spreads them out further, which increases the risk to them. Doesn't really solve the gap issue with that. In fact, makes it worse because now I have one underneath the ammo pack as well as underneath the fin wheel. But it does give me a little bit deeper of a nook there. So much for these being quick build updates, Limo. I guess the thing is, under ideal circumstances, I compress everything as far front as possible, and then I put more armor at the back. So if I did do that while maintaining the top layer of armor, just because it looks good, regardless of the fact that theoretically it'd be better to have everything like up to the brim of the roof, but it would look bad, at least for my view. Well, maybe not, I guess. What's the underside of these things look like? Decent enough that I could get away with it, perhaps. Maybe not. Let's find out. I'm 3 deep, so I can't fit the fin wheel there, but I could fit a bunch of other modules, then I could put the fin wheel at the back. Even vertically. And then pack more armor. I say more, but it'd be like literally 2 pieces. The funnel's fairly important for actually catching up to people. The flywheel and the Doppler having insane amounts of health. And therefore probably being better parts to have at the back, likewise with the carjack, the iris. But there's not really a whole lot of other configurations that use the space well that protect both the fin wheel and all the explosives at the front of the build. Unless I got rid of one of the expanded ammo packs. Look at this. That gives me 22 shots. That's a pretty hefty reduction though. Also doesn't exactly solve all the spacing issues, just a couple of them. Let's see. Pretty happy with the location of the Odin. If I put that like that, and that like that. I could put that there. Have room there for something else. Which does mean that that something else could be you. And then fitting you vertically. Oh, now we're cooking. There you go. When in doubt, go back to basic geometry instincts and just shove everything around until it looks goodish. Okay. Okay. This isn't looking terrible so far. Although, I still haven't answered the question on what I'm going to spend the extra 2 energy on, and if the answer was in Aegis, it's going to be a lot more difficult when I don't have it at the front. What's the uptime on this thing like without a cheetah? Miserable. It's like 20 seconds to recharge for 4-second uptime. Oof. Then I'd have to put that at the front. Well, my other options are things like Enlightenment or Cloaking, which takes up more space, boosters, which I'm definitely not going to do on the Yokozuna. Unless 2 Hermes does actually have a sizable boost for Yokozuna that's 23 tons. But I doubt it. I want to go with a no on this one. Like, I don't even know that it's increasing a single kilometer per hour. Okay, well, not that idea. Okay. So, Aegis, be more tanky, but only against gunfire, and the primary issue is going to be against melee. I already have an averter, can't really do more with defense modules, and even if I did, I can't reach the snowfalls anyway. So we're at best just looking at boosting the cabin and train plow, and the Omori is not going to survive a single contact without going through that whole health pool of it. Verifier is more of a utility thing. I suppose I could use a Skinner. Feels more BM-y than anything, but like technically. I'd have to also move the stuff off the top, especially if I wanted to embed it behind that, and then that might also prevent the drones from firing on friendlies. Oh, especially when it only wants to be 1 pip deep. Well, that also changes stuff, but okay, we'll just do it like that, say, for the moment. And then I throw the skinner on. It's probably a terrible idea, depending on what it can actually grab. Probably not very much, but it is boosted by the reload launcher as well. Oh, that mass distribution is terrible. Let's find out. Of course, everybody and their mom has carjacks nowadays, because they take 0 energy. Okay, let's see, we could probably... I could put it on another button since I'm not using X for anything. But I feel like, for simplicity's sake for myself, probably just easiest to set it up like this. Let's see if we can't find the vehicle again. Probably would have been easier if I left the Doppler. Oh, okay, you're just really low dribbling. Well, also very difficult to skinner. And also the skinner is in such a place as it actively pull things off the plow. Which is a good point, maybe. Let's get another Discord message. Let's bang shield. Silly bang shield, I don't think your guild leader talked to you. But that's alright, because I'm streaming right now, so I'll deal with that some other time. I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised with the range the skinner has on top of here. Also worried that I might tip myself, when I get stuck on things anyway. I might tip myself too easy, because generally speaking you want to have the skinner low on your build and hitch high on theirs so that you don't ruin it. But it also looks like it might not actually have that issue, just because of how hefty this guy is. I don't know, yeah, see, that's what I'd be worried about. Not necessarily for enemies, per se, because it's pretty hefty. But for the, if I miss an enemy and hit a wall. Well, Bronze, what is your alternative suggestion for what to do with 2 energy? Capcan, no. Barrier, absolutely not. Pyre, trombone, skinner, Aegis. I don't like any of those as an answer. Like Aegis kind of being the best, but also mostly not. None of the heating and cooling. Don't really feel like I need radar or additional defensive things. If I just slap multiple reload boosters on, that's honestly what I'd probably do. So I can trombone it. I don't know. I just don't know. Well, I guess the easy answer is probably do cloaking. Although that's going to eat up even more real estate that we don't really have. Especially because it's going to need more protection than those other parts again. Oh, and also it's an 8x6. It's fucking massive. So I'd either have to remove side armor or put it vertically. If I put it vertically, that means I'd want to put the Odin vertically, but then it would be an enormous target from the side, despite being behind multiple layers of armor. But the Yeti doesn't really have the durability to just be vertical either. Nor not absolutely encased in armor. So I'd have to get rid of more of the side armor. And then put it directly on top of the Odin, I guess. I don't like that answer either. Anything else clever we can do with this? Let's come back to the Dreadnought, despite me using it immediately as an example. We can check. Look at that, color coding works great. So now, this is an easy enough change, because it's already one I've deliberated over and made as easy for myself as possible. Relatively speed. Alright, that's you're gonna be great. Yes, hi puppy. Well, don't claw at my cable, you silly. Bar. Do that, boom, bam, beautiful. That easy fix. Already did the math ahead of time. Oh, that's interesting. I don't actually use the hot red mass at all. Begs the question of if I even need to have the engine on here. Since theoretically, all it's doing is using its mass to eat more of my tonnage. But again, theoretically, if you use these for tonnage, or wait for inevitable balance change or something. Plus power is cool, even if the perk doesn't apply. And very possible in the near future, we'll get another zero energy legendary generator, although I doubt that, but it's possible. So again, for the sake of not making things more difficult than they need to be. Okay, and I don't think I have any spare mass, no. So, despite the back of it looking kind of uggy, and me not figuring out the stickers yet. Oh, I guess it's not crazy difficult if I just have like ball lightning stickers, which I should have. Somewhere. I don't have tradable and untradable variants. Silly. Okay, am I blind? Or am I wrong? A lot of lightning things, not quite what I'm looking for. Oh, this doesn't even show up on the... Oh, it's just a distance thing, okay. Yeah, it's not good enough. I want blue lightning, sillies. Like the Nova cabin. That's a very nice bright blue, but it's not a ball. That could work. Let's see. That might work. Cut out for me with this idea. I don't mess around with stickers too much, so unlike me being indecisive of what parts to use, this is very much an experience on my end problem. I mean, honestly, the blue sphere in the center of the engineer's one is probably the closest to what I'm looking for, and even then I don't think it's going to work. It does not look like the stickers really want to do what I'm looking for. Okay, so we'll just shelve that idea for the meantime, and slap that cold flame on everything. Dummy thick cyber grab. Let's see if there's a good raid for it currently. Oh, I hate Fortress. Do I hate Fortress Frontier Defense more than I hate Steel Cradle Factory? Good question. Let's find out. Could also put an engine on this guy with the extra energy, I guess, but I think the extra seal is going to be ever more delicious for that sweet, sweet damage upkeep. Look at that. Oh, beautiful amount of damage before it overheats. Let's see. Oh yeah, maybe the millers are just starting to price spike now. Honestly, I was expecting that to happen earlier, but shrug. Also was expecting Stillman's to keep going up, but instead they've kind of plateaued. Don't know what that huge drop in price was from. It's not like they're suddenly available for anything else. Shouldn't be a surprise to people that they're used in this. Maybe just somebody fat-fingered and accidentally quick-sold. Or, well, you know, maybe purposefully quick-sold that low. There's the uranium more spiking, though. So that's about 15,000. That didn't drop nearly as much as I expected either. So it just goes to show what I know about the market. We're looking at about 15,000 in ore. 15,000-ish for the Stillman. And then 7,500 for it. And then about 40,000 to buy in Odin. So still better to craft it, which was the question Bangshield was asking, which is, have to see how the prices move. I imagine the ore price will drop off quite quickly at the end of this battle pass, though, just as people, namely the people who aren't buying them to flip them for later, but just the people who got them from the battle pass and then weren't sure or are impatient or didn't end up trading them in for items that they wanted or thought they maybe wanted, well, just dump those on the market and drop the price some more, I imagine. Then uranium prices will probably stay high for a bit as other people picking them up do so for the Odin. And then Odin prices going down maybe a little bit, but still when prices going up as their stock is continuing to be bought out for, you know, that specific purpose. But it's all my expectations, not to say it's actually going to go that way, especially dependent on what the next mini battle pass is, and what it has, and what it uses. Figured out any deal turrets have got explosive damage. Deal with the dudes. Says I proceed to only shoot them in the cabin, which doesn't benefit from explosive damage at all. Yes, expose your butt to me, thank you, very kind. And you as well. lots of cyclones this match. Wow, Xbox app does not like this right now. That is a lot of fuck you video. So much for 5K. 5K being better. But, you know, I swapped to 2.4 and everything got super fucky, especially on OBS's side, so... And I'm pleased that nobody's running any radar on my team, including not even a fucking radio. While, I mean, to be fair, I'm running my Keen and my radio, but none of the other three are, I guess. Wild. Oh, that's a dude in Bangshan's clan. Fancy that. Hate how the cursor moves when you change magnification levels. Parallax is a very simple thing devs know to account for. But designers be like, nah, we don't do that either. That's high. Supposed to really, all this is doing is, like, the Odin swap is basically just increasing my, like, damage sustain on this build. It's not like it's particularly increasing my durability, since I was already running a late Jenny before. It's not like I should really have many differences in performance with this, but good to know whether or not I'm going to lose my entire build when the Odin blows up or not. I suspect the answer is yes, but also just don't let that happen, because you're a Nova spider fighting bots. And refusing to use your neutrino for the explicit purpose of making your gun more effective. Look at that. But the parallax shifting sucks. Especially on the helicopter, where the minigun patrol build. Significant changes in angles. Whereas this is a lot more mild, since the camera angle basically shifts like just directly in front of the guns anyway, rather than slightly above. Not touchy. It's glorious having the guns fire this long without overheating though. Another thing too is I had the favorite plus 3x Cyclones build, and I did get rid of that because I felt like it just ended up not being very effective trying to be constantly moving on a track to medium build with autocannons to build up the charge, especially because they were so large that, like, in the forward-backward configuration, they were constantly preventing each other from firing due to how large the mesh is. But it might be worth playing around with that again with the extra energy point, especially since I have the favorite cabin on it. I don't necessarily need to have the second seal. In theory, I mean, the answer is always going to be run the Catalina cabin as long as it lets you be durable enough to survive the raid without spending respawn kits, because, like, I mean, it's more damage, and really that's the only thing that matters for clear times. It's kind of a boring answer, and I'm also not particularly a fan of running heavy autocannons like that on a light vehicle, especially one that would most likely be a light hover, even though other people do it into much success. But I like the cyber grab. I like being big beefy Daka boy. Despite, you know, Reapers theoretically being better at dacking, but also being, like, worse than Cyclones in almost every way imaginable. Oh, hi. Other than, like, degunning. Though barely. And also not important against bots. Contrary to what Sigma says on Reddit, though Sigma does say lots of things that I disagree with. And in fact, some things that contradict themselves. Oh, that's the turret I was going to. Don't know about getting that third one in time. Especially when that other dude's just nomming on the fucking tower directly, which doesn't accomplish much. Let's see, am I speedy enough? I think just barely. Well, guess not. That timer didn't hit 0 though. Fucking cheaters. Alright, well, I guess we are trial by fire on how good this build is. If it can out-damage a fucking Leviathan, which the answer is probably not. That's the entire reason why this is a 4-person raid with respawns. Oh, and also I already almost have twice as much damage, at least 1.5 times as much damage as the other 3, which doesn't bode well. Especially considering how, again, I'm not maxed for damage like one arguably should be. Hi. Well, that's not good. It's fine. Durability stress test, just like I said before. Hopped in here and been like, I'm gonna test to see if this works as well. So with the 4, there's any reason why it shouldn't. That's alright. Kind of figured I wasn't going to get through all the build updates today anyway, because I'll actually go and, you know, play games. But, oh no, did they just heal that with a repair drone? That's going to make this a lot more difficult. Also, lag will do that too. Okay, no more repairing for the boss, please. But I also didn't expect to only get, you know, 2 and maybe 1/2 build in 90 minutes. I was expecting this to be a lot more rapid fire. But again, kind of dependent on which ones I actually choose so far. Okay, well, it looks like it's not recovering parts at best, just total HP, which is a little bit more usable. I don't know what the fuck the other 2 teammates are doing now, though. At least this dude's helping me, slash I'm helping him, I guess, really. Fight's so much easier if you have something within center to just pop the gas gem at the start. Crazy that. they're almost out of guns. Or at the very least bullets, so... should be okay to do this. At least without a paid respawn for sure. Probably without actually using my free spawn either. What, you gotta go upstairs again, puppy? You were just up there. You came back. You decided that's much more exciting. You changed your mind again, huh? Okay. Well, that basically took the same amount of time as a full Frontier Defense while giving like half to a third of the rewards. Let's see. Yeah. Did it cycle? Yes. Are they better? Very much yes. Excellent. Look at that. Lunatics. Nice squishy guys with explosives. Parts that are easy to shoot off. Penetration, blast damage are extra effective against them. And it's Crater, which is a beautiful, beautiful place for cyclones. And it's medium raid, so it can look even more impressive than it actually is, considering how it's already, you know, against bots. It's alright. Cyber Crab's here for that power fantasy, baby. Ping, ping. Oh, hi. Nobody's running a Doppler. But that figures considering how I'm the dude with 17 energy, and I'm not even running a Doppler. But Cybercrab doesn't seem to work nearly as well with the Hippogriff, because with only 1800 cabin HP right now, we're very reliant on those train plows and the... Rip that dude. And the Nova perk. And Hippogriff has like 5,000 less carrying capacity. So on the plus-ish side, save some legs, but on the negative side, lose a lot of space and armor. What are you doing? I'm not the lovely. Oh, I lost a rear leg, that's a first. Not like I generally lose legs, period, because things tend to just cabin me. Especially because the things that are most dangerous, namely shotguns, are close enough that they tend to just shoot up through the lightweight frames into the cabinet itself, but I guess those dudes shotgunning me did a pretty good job. Dude is on the turret upgrading. His build is significantly faster than mine as well. Where you go? Where are you going? Reminds me of the, for whatever reason, recent change of porcupines and fortunes exploding projectiles effectively, detonating on teammates rather than getting stuck on them or them on them, and I guess rather, or vice versa, and how people were complaining about friendly turrets and porcupine barrels for like 5 fucking years before they actually implemented that change. And they still haven't done anything about the turrets or anything. Crazy. Such a simple solution took them so long. And like, you know, let's say, like in hindsight and stuff, but like people literally requested that. And it's not like they implemented any other like changes that like almost worked or maybe worked better in some regards. Just literally they didn't do anything about it. And then they just fixed it. Which, you know, credit to them for, you know, fixing it, I guess, but also wild that it took them so long to do anything about it. Especially for something that's so simple, like, they literally already have the code to detonate on contact. So, like, it's actually probably easier for it to have detonated on contact with friendlies to begin with, because then you don't even need to do a check, just, oh, you touch a player, blow up. If enemy, deal damage. Rather than if enemy, blow up and deal damage. If friendly, still blow up and don't deal damage. Which again, theoretically, could be done with a switch case. If environment, don't blow up. Whatever their equivalent is, it's probably on contact with rather than if case, but who knows? My programming experience is literally null. Programming experience, quote unquote. Well, actually, that's not true. I did do some C# for Unity, but very heavily for visual scripting and blueprinting, which is quite different, even if your logic is very similar. Also, complete mess when you use third-party installs and they have like sub-nested functions calling other functions rather than just having the fucking function call itself. But, you know, whatever. It saved me time having to build a climbing system a la Assassin's Creed in my game, so hashtag not complaining. I'm very nearly being shown up by dudes with like half my power score. Look at that. Pew, 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 pew. It just doesn't it? Okay, that did, but also we won, so he's dead. That's more important. Alright, good game, guys. Especially especially the part where you almost outscored me. Pretty damn good for some 10,000s. Alright, excellent. So I think we established pretty concretely that this is the better version of the cyber crab. So save that. Cry over the positioning of the holograms and the stickers and the decor on the back, but figure it out some other time. Great. Can mark that bad boy. Technically not shelved. I guess technically the better term for it would be updated. Shelved also meaning I'm not touching it. Whatever, it's fine. It's up. It's good. Whatever. Okay. So also I guess we can change that and that, and then yeah, that's still a thing. Patrol MIGs, although I don't actually know that I read that right. Did I actually rebuild this in a way I can fit the Odin? No, not really. Plus, we did already get our patches for today, so you know what? Wait, that till later. Oh, this one should be easy. Alright, gets angry because I deleted that way. Silly me. Oh, beautiful. Now you'll let me move the parts around. Right. Unnecessarily restrictive, but whatever. Okay, so we have that and those. And we can fit you in the middle or take off some of the parts and fit you sideways. So I think we wanted to unfortunately attach it directly to the seal because I don't exactly have any other mounting points other than apparently that pin that's already very much taken up by the frame that it's connected to. Or that, I guess the 6x4s just have issues with that one spot. Sure, why not? And then what are we spending the module on? Which I think was another question I shelved. Was like, later me can deal with that. And here, later me is without an answer. Why do I have extra spacing for the whirl? All very important questions. Well, maybe not important, but all very good questions. It's wild. Alright, well. Let's see. I could have it that way so that these can attach to it. So flipping upside down will kind of break that, even though it would give that a better place, but also they'll get shot from above. So if we do we definitely want the giggle at the front to protect it, which is kind of to say we want this in the middle. Although I don't know if we're gonna have issue. Wait, is that not a pins on the second layer? Ooh, that's rough. So my goodness. Well, so much for making things easy on myself. I don't really want to buddy it up right against that, but I don't really know that I have other good options for connections. Let's see, especially for the durability difference, like if these get blown off by fire, I would have had like twice as much durability that it could have taken itself. But that does insulate it a little bit. And then it could be lined up directly with the cabin. And then I could also attach it via the top pin, or the middle pin. But this does also stick that out a bit further. Which is something we want to protect more. I think the better answer is just going to be sideways, even though I'm going to have this huge gap here. Theoretically, I could remove the armor on one side and put the Geagle, but again, the Geagle really needs to protect that. And then do what with the remaining 200 mass? And 1 energy. Well, I guess I could shorten these. Although, I don't know that the shapes are going to play nice. Funny that they actually did wildcard it. It's accepting C. Although I did actually type the wrong one and I want 6 by 2 by 1. Wonder if that means you can also just space it out. Nice! Okay, that is well designed. I like that. In theory, I could do all those. Such where you attached. But also, okay, I'm surprised those don't actually overlap. But also, I only have 3 of those parts. So that complicates things. Because I don't know that there's anything else that's going to fit there very nice. I guess I just do a shitty one-off part. But of course that requires it to have pips to be sufficiently fitting. Let's see, that is 22 durability, that's probably less. That's more, but I don't think it's going to be concave enough. Nope. Very likely not concave enough. Ooh, I totally forgot about those. Might actually be a much better piece for holding stuff. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's do that. And we want what? It's half and half, isn't it? So that'll do. Yeah. There we go. Beautiful. Save a little bit of mass, put it in Under Armour. Gucci. Have another energy point run into the exact same identical problem as before, which is what am I spending it on? At least, like, I could do another radiator, but diminishing returns and all. Could do a radar. Doesn't feel as important for build this slow. I don't think the days will do much. I don't think the cloak will do much. If we have enough mass, we can put this on somewhere. That's not terribly important. Like, at the very least, having another seal would fit quite well there. Pretty much the only thing that fits well in that nook. Also a question if I even need to have the seal there anymore now. Because the issue beforehand was a space concern. Now, I don't really think it is. How do I end? Oh yeah, especially with that there, yuck. How many of these do we have? 1, 2, 3. So in theory I could replace at least one of those, assuming I don't want to put more panels over here, but this is only 7 deep. So it's not going to fit anyway. So let's put that there. And then, let's see, 3 more pieces. Bam. Even less available mass for that one more energy point. But that's looking pretty good. Don't really have the mass to actually do anything with that though, because in theory you'd just be normally, like, I mean, like, if a 7x1 is fairly limiting. And these are going to be more mass than it can take, so I'd have to take other stuff off elsewhere. But for the sake of it being literally my generator and some modules, I suppose that's not a terrible idea. So do I lose anything by attaching it that way? Technically I want it attached directly to those. Let's see, 84, 97, so I could save some mass. Probably the other way. Let's see, it's the thermal. 15% for either, so this is just more durability, straightforward. I need that frame there now because of how I've reworked it, so I can't simply delete that. So I'll have to downgrade some of the armor. I mean, it probably has enough to spare. It's not like I have a bunch of extraneous heavy frames or movement parts or like additional train plaza. I could theoretically remove that, but I also like how it looks on top of it actually, you know, being functional and protecting it. But again, what module would I put? Could theoretically slap an inverter, but that would require reworking frames. If I mean, I could be kind of clever about it. Shift this 1 pip that way, and then have the averter sitting on the nook in the Odin rather than the seal, and then have it sticking up and attached directly to the cabin. See, well, I guess if I'm, to be fair, well, actually it's not a terrible idea that it was offset either, because right now these are all just attached to one part. Bang Shield might have had a very good point with that. So shucks. Let's see, at the very least, it should work for the sake of the extra energy point for now, to just slap on another seal, and then if I decide otherwise later, not too complex of a process to replace it. Would have to, you know, re-armor stuff, but whatever, that's life. It's going to be the case anytime you swap out pieces that are literally not identical mass and size and shape and function, so whatever. So we do that. Does that put us... Yeah, it puts us within limits. That's 16 energy. Probably call that good enough for now. Yeah, no idea why that cabin was forward. Oh, whoopsie, I have these there. Silly me. Forgot all the most important parts being moved. The swag. King hates putting parts underneath of it. Okay, give this bad boy a go. Frontier defense is not really a strong place for it. I guess data theft works. Don't do a whole lot of those anyway. Theoretically, could always just, like I said, swap to like a Doppler or whatever. Obviously didn't, but is an option. I recognize you. I don't know who you are though. Also don't know where I'm from. If anything, exhibition or a contest or Reddit or something. It's not like I'm doing clan wars or anything. That is certainly a choice to bring into hard data theft. What I could do, could fit mages. Here's an idea. Not necessarily a good one, but take out the second seal, take out either the first seal or the shiver, and fit an Aegis underneath the center. Protect all three guns and the cabin. So yeah, I didn't even put a carjack on. That's right. Should be fairly low risk of this getting flipped. The only way I could foresee that is basically somebody running an anchor build and specifically coming at me from my side. Should be pretty low chance of that happening though. And also, again, not particularly PvP centric, so. No, these guys are nomads too, man. These guys don't really suck to fight. Maybe the triple shotgun 6 Bigfoot wheel was actually the solution. That, or you know, me just being so good. Look at those points. Even ahead of the Retcher guy, who's only running one Retcher on the tank. Admittedly, not a very high bar to clear. Also interesting, they seem to really like killing the one at the very back of it. Not complaining, certainly better than taking out the front one and shooting all my modules underslung, but... The thing is too, space-wise, I could honestly just literally put the carjack in there, in the internal fender. Not like it should theoretically be a target. Not that it's ever stopped anybody. We're just using it for griefing purposes. But it is also technically a little bit of armor, especially if it says unneeded on this build, as I said. So, let's see the available mass after this. Alright, because handbrake doesn't actually stop you from moving. That is rude. Well, by the same token, I could also replace 2 energy and go back to using the trombone, but again, it doesn't feel very good or useful in this build. Just kind of think of it for the other variant, the Worm. I think they said they're looking at making the Enlightenment 0 energy. Maybe it's only 1 energy instead of being doubled to 2 at the energy changes. I don't know when those are supposed to be either. I want to say June. The next major update. It sounds right. It's assuming they, you know, keep their word on it. They seem very, very firm on them sticking with the energy changes, which is interesting considering the historical lack of success with system overhauls in the test server and feedback, but also didn't stop them from doing the reload/engine perk changes either. We're just gonna respawn. There's no way we're living this last thing with 600 health. Well, respect where it's due. Cyberpunk is both ahead of me in damage, and I think has possibly not even died once yet. Which is pretty impressive, because CQC tends to go pretty poorly in raids. I say as I'm running over a humpback, but you know, I mean, mana especially has issues, but if I'm right on all that, and they are outscoring me, out-damaging me, and also outliving me, like, respect words do. Might have something to do with them being nomads, I guess. Might be easier to reposition around those guys. I don't know. Haven't seen shotguns historically be super useful, but especially against the fire starters and the... well, kind of both extremes, really. The fire starters and lunatics, because they also run CQC things, get up in your face and explode. And also the nomads, children, and the stuff moles, because they hang back and are very tanky. No, sadly, Clunk don't die. No, I didn't see you by doing a very poor job of killing that guy. Get augured, baby. Stop shooting units, I can't reach those, okay. Gonna actually kill me with turrets and drones. Get back here. Let me kill ya. Oh, okay, or fuck off halfway across the map with the shotgun guy, sure. Whatever works, you know, man. I'll get you eventually. There is no escaping the worm. Oh, that's right, I didn't need for him to escape me. Anyway, just have somebody else deal with it. Nice. Good job, Cyberpunk. There you go. Now that's what I know you from. I know you from showing me up in every category in Hard Raid. Beautiful. Oh, yay me. Alright, call that probably good. Would need 130 mass for the carjack. I don't know. Kinda pretty close. Oh, whoops, I don't even have the second piece of armor on. That's embarrassing. So we're actually over mass. Whoops. Go figure. Okay, well, definitely not doing a carjack then, are we? Let's suppose the radio is... No. Would have been nice, huh? Let's see, what other clever options do we have? Well, for one, we need to make that symmetrical. None of this garbage otherwise. Oh, I made a square there and an X there. Oh. Alright, which one do we like more? I'm thinking that one's probably more structurally sound. For sure. There we go. I only have one of these, but okay, well, I can actually do even better. Let's save an extra part. Beautiful. Master builder here. Tips of the trade. Don't suck. It's just that easy. Question what my brother's on Xbox for. Not playing video games with me. Bastard. Alright. And... well, this is awkward. I think we're going to go to the other 7x4 part. Sorry, 7x... oh, the 7x3 isn't going to fit as well. Truly tragic times are upon us. Well, shucks. This is almost all, like, perfect as far as, well, like, you know, this build goes for my current expectations. Well, we could just save it in the slot and then blame it on the updates of the stat changes and say, no, we already made it updated. They changed things on us. That's silly. But having this stream posted on the internet kind of makes it hard to stand by, I guess. So, where do I want to shave off mass? The obvious answer being I don't, but it's not really a valid option, I don't think. Let's see. The easiest answer is generally just replacing APC roof parts with container parts, but it's going to look ugly to have just one of those down there. And if I replace those container walls with the truck doors, then it also isn't symmetrical anymore. So... yeah, I don't exactly have a whole lot of leeway with that armor either. Could look at replacing the train plow, I guess, since I already said it's not really 100% functional anyway. I think the Gasson is the closest equivalent. Yeah, I mean, I know the snowplow literally is for stats, but this is the closest for a shape. It works. Not enough for me to fit a carjack on it now with the extra mass, but... Oh, and also that has less melee durability, which is precisely what I'm trying to use it for. Oh, it doesn't look good. Is it worth saving the 62 mass? I don't even save 62 mass. Ouch. Okay, well, that also means I should probably refuse that for durability. Come to think of it then. Silly me. Think I have the perfect keen fusion. Huh. Gets better from here. Okay, well. Dang, I don't exactly have a whole lot of parts to play around with here. I suppose I could push that in 2 pips and make these 6x4s. But I like that bow shape to it. Yes, probably just replacing that one singular, already redundant piece is the easiest answer, isn't it? Maybe that's where I was using the second one of those originally. I don't know. Alright, well, let's see, what else do we got? 4x1. 108, well that basically solves that, doesn't it? No, 62 mass. So I need to go down to like 80 or less. Rough. Whatever. That works for me. I'm not that married to that one singular piece. Especially for it being all the way back there, where I'm never going to have to consider it again, other than when I inevitably open up the parts list and look and be like, why do I have a single one of these pieces? But, you know, be how do. Great, boom, bam, updated again. Good thing we aren't doing version numbers anymore. Boom. You are shelved. Nice. Now the cyberworm, if you will, which is, oh yeah, another part where I was like, oh, I'll just figure out where the shiver goes once I get the new module. Right, at least the setup for this is pretty much what I just did, except I actually made room for it last time. Also, I don't think relying on those 2 frames for being the only thing that that's connected to is going to be a very good idea. Oh, what? You're not? What are you connected to? Oh, that. Well, actually, I fuck with that, because if I lose that, you lose the protection anyway. Okay. Good job, me. Nice. Thinking ahead. Okay, and then, what do we spend the extra energy point on? Great question. I'm thinking probably a verifier, so people can't be silly and cloak and hide from my guns, because that's mean. So we can question why I didn't do this the other way around. I guess technically it doesn't really matter, so shrug. But also, if we're gonna be protecting parts behind, we might as well block as much of it as we can. Visually, that is. Then where does one put the shiver? Why is that? Oh, right, because you actually are one less layer of armor. Because you're not silly and extra particular like the whorls. I wonder... Can I unnecessarily complicate this further? Probably. Okay. Alright, because I had issues with these things actually having enough gun depression when I had them one pip lower, even though they are much more protected. Right. So, getting a verifier on shouldn't be too bad, although the risk of it getting shot off is fairly high. But the question is where the fuck I'm going to put this shiver. Maybe I just don't. Because this armor is only 2 deep, there's not really a whole lot of extra wiggle room for it. Especially because I don't have a whole lot of 5x parts. Let's see, other buggy parts over. Well, I guess I could just do these. Literally doubles the effective health of the mounted parts, right? Probably flip it the other way. Great, now I've saved on some mass, and I can fit an additional part like so, even though it's probably completely unnecessary. And then fit the verifier where? Logic says just attach it somewhere on the cabin. But I'm not so sure I'm sold on that answer, since it also feels like a pretty easy way for it to get shot off. Well, at the very back, it definitely gets shot off. Can't really put underneath. Enlightenment isn't a very good alternative in the meantime, because they're automated weapons. Other modules don't really benefit them as much directly. Could go the averter route again, but at least I don't need an iris, because I literally don't care about zooming in. Don't really care about the card jack either. So yes, yeah, it's just gotta be a verifier. Now, do I think it's gonna be safer directly behind the cabin rather than on top? And I think the answer's gotta be it's kinda gotta, right? Let's see, is this the right way up? Yes, nice, good job, me. Then, how to protect. Probably a little like that, even though it makes that look kind of silly. And then that. That does kind of interfere with them. The guns, that is. Maybe. looks ugly. I think that might be the best answer. No, I really don't like the look of that. What else we got for 4x12? A lot, apparently. Okay. Probably looks pretty good aesthetically, but functionally is lacking. 38 to round, yeah. Those were higher durability, honestly, maybe. Those pieces are just kind of ugly everywhere they fit, but at least like this lines up. Kind of. I think I'm enough of a quitter about this in particular that I'll give it a go like that. That's funny. Just fucking pews pass all my guns. Love that. Alright, well, if I wasn't so on it before. That's got a little chapeau. Sounds like I got a lot more extra mass than I expected because of taking out that one piece. I guess what we could do is, now that we have that there, rock one of these. There we go, that gets us closer. Cry over this general ugliness of that shape. Actually, the top doesn't line up as well, but I think I like the look of that better, nonetheless. It's ugly, but only from that one angle. Oh, that answers that for the other build, I guess. Yeah, if that goes, everything goes, so whatever. Not really a better place for that. Otherwise I'd just be sitting there and just basically swapping these two around. So that should be fine. So what else to do with an extra 100 mass? I guess I could replace that with actual armor. is that going to work? No, because that's 18. And I have 99, so it would need to be 117 or less. It's close, but it's not quite. That works though, despite being ugly. Even that might work. Nope. Okay. Ugly option it is. Very nice. And then we can immediately piss off our entire team again by doing the same mission but with inferior weaponry. Oh, out of fuel. Okay, something else it is, especially in 3 seconds when it's not perimeter breach. I say as it rerolls in a perimeter breach. Okay, well. Alrighty then. No, at least there's a better chance of this actually being successful. Look at that. Fun. Well, alright. Guess I won't check the other stats. Wow, this is a lot of big dick players for doing a plastic perimeter breach. Which I suspect means they're probably looking to speedrun this, and my 60 kph ass is going to be a bit of a hindrance in that. Especially when I spawn in front of all of them. I'm in the slow lane. Oh, also very slow. Alright, well. So much for that idea. Kinda rude, TBH. The Reaper Whaler is an interesting combination. Might actually give them enough impulse to actually do something. Seems unlikely, but I mean, it's another medium cabin that's almost tank class anyway, so if you need the extra mass, why not, I guess. Especially because they have 100% uptime as long as you're firing. Which probably means that you can also have pretty good perk uptime. Although, sort of depends how fast it actually builds up with the fairly limited. Not that the Reaper probably do. Maybe not. Maybe it's thick AF. Since, I mean, the Reaper copters are literally a thing for a while. Although perhaps poorly named. Since they didn't copter at all, they just... Yes, high tip. I'm still ahead of somebody for damage. Is that the spider? No, I'm ahead of the Reaper dude with an Odin. That's very disheartening. Wow. I can't even see his perch right now, so I can't even see how good the whaler is. With it, which again I suspect the answer is, well, actually it looks like it shines light when it's charged ready. Oh, I guess also there's nothing from shooting, so. Oh, it's alright. Respawn once they hit this point, so that, oh no, you can charge it by not hitting anything. Ah. Well, it is changed. Oh, fuck, I'm still way back here. Damn it. Well, we're probably gonna finish this before I catch up. At least, I mean, it worked okay. I mean, it's not like the verifier did anything here, but it seemed decent-ish enough. Shrug. Also probably going to want to do a better paint job eventually, so it's not just the Ravager plating applied to everything, because it doesn't actually change the color scheme, it just adds the Ravager decals on top. You want to be unified rather than just Ravager ickiness everywhere. Yeah, that's alright. Really should have expected anything different for a perimeter breach anyway. Okay. Boom, bam. Call that done. And then more Icarus. Heavy rework, heavy rework. That's easy enough. I can't remember to put in the right slot this time. Especially because I already made the space for this guy. Alright, well, I mean, kind of predetermined that I just jostle that around with that, so. I can't think of any other clever place to put it, but I don't think so. Then we hope I had the foresight to check if it would work with this piece, but I probably didn't. Oh, it's definitely not going to work. I'm already almost for mass, and I still have more parts to put on. Oh, just the one. That's still significantly over. Airbase is no. Alright, well. I'm not particularly married to those. Oof. Well, why are these heavies for one? Doesn't solve all the issues, but it does give me enough for, I think, one of those. The alternative being, I mean, I really do like the shape of them for this particular instance. But I don't have enough for another. So I guess I choose between that and that, don't I? Let's see if there's a... So is this 236? 280, so I need a 4x3x2, which there aren't many options to begin with. And then, oh, also I have an extra energy point, so I need to spend that on something. Probably not a second radiator or cooler. But what? And can it fit there? So let's maybe not remove it in case I need to put it back. Well, I didn't think this far ahead once again. Cloaking is definitely out since it's a coupled build. Radar, maybe? I mean, again, for it being a coupled aircraft build, I don't think Doppler is going to accomplish much. But, like, it does assist teammates. Again, what else would I spend a single energy on? Like, a averter? I think it's heavy as fuck, though. But that also does mean I can use it as armor, so... Well, I mean, as a immediate answer to all my problems and questions, it does do a pretty good one. Maybe at some point you can also swap out the tonnage engine for something lighter, but until well, I mean, technically I have the parts now to put in another 2, but oh, hello, forgot you were there. Nope. That does not give me enough to put the panel arcs back. I could put a panel arc back. Not really a whole lot of 6x4x2s. The 8x3x2, I think that's literally the only one. At least that's not a, yeah, enormously convex bumper part. I mean, the math works in favor of this, it's just that it doesn't really accomplish much. But whatever. Good enough, baby. You know, 29 Dura, 29 mass and 1 part left over. Amazing. Okay, that works for me. Didn't change any of these. Bam, bam, bam. This, I don't know about the Odin. I'll have to do some rework and decide. The MiG Jawbreaker variant. Oops, I already pre-made the space. I don't know, I'm removing all those parts. The Jenny's down here. And I'm gonna 100% sold that this is like the best system for this ever either, but should work TM till such a time as I prove otherwise with testing. Also could rotate it the other way, but then I'm pretty sure I'd lose the entire back half of my build if that blew up. Actually, I wouldn't even have to worry about those parts because that part would go, and then the back half of the build would go. Especially with those, pretty much everything would go. But I guess it is technically safer, and if I'm gonna lose, like, daisy chain the explosives anyway, then might as well do it this way. Why the fuck do I have so much extra mass? Oh, right, because I literally don't have parts heavy enough for the parts limit for the space I have. Lol. Oh man, important questions. Which way do I want this to face? I think like that. Looks actually pretty symmetrical. Yeah, it fills out the space better, so whatever. No, we're not using you on this, silly. We're using... Nice. Then I don't have any fuel to test in more raids, but that's fine, because this should be good enough. Not like really using raids anyway. This specifically worked better with the Odin, silly as that is. Beautiful. Not beautiful. Alright, because I still need 2 more of these, I think. See, I don't know that the math on that actually works out. I didn't take into account that it's heavier. Did I? Nope. Oh, I was right up on that limit anyway. Heck. On the plus side, I only need 1 more hover. On the negative side, it's still going to take off 300 mass. And I still have an extra energy point. Well, to be fair, I get rid of that, and then I put the Doppler on, but the Doppler is even heavier. So... Oof. Basically need to take off that much mass. And then a little bit more, and then I'd still need stuff. Okay, well, this one is going to be a... but I don't know what I want to do to trade it, and the restaurant pushing. Coolio, I don't think you're ready for an Odin either. You're gonna need a rework. What was the Odin plus Doppler? Oh. Yeah. Doppler? Oh, I don't want the Doppler on that. The fuck? Odin plus something, certainly. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. That is going to be a rework for the Odin, since I didn't mess around with the internals for it yet. And that should be hi puppy. Oh, you didn't update conditional formatting while you use. Oh, I forgot to change this. Yes, hello puppy. No, I can't bite you while I'm typing the keyboard, silly. Oh, voila. So, no, don't lick my controller, you silly goose. Okay, so I think for the sake of me having to do some more reworking for the build consideration, unless I'm totally wrong and these other ones did get reworked to include them, but I think no. Also, I don't know that I'd want the Odin to be underslung like that. It seems like it's asking for trouble. So what would I spend one energy on this build again? I know I was debating having something, and I ended up being like, oh, you know, it's probably the engine. Okay, maybe this is okay-ish. It depends on what the mass actually ends up being. Because I think originally the plan would be to have the Colossus. But I could also run the Pegasus now. I mean, I could run anything. It's not like the Finland's going to go super good on it, though. It gives me more mass. I theoretically, again, tonnage to use the legs. Maybe this isn't too bad to fix up. Could also go with the cheetah, I guess. Not that it's necessarily the best option again, but you know, to repeat, having the cheetah is really good for modules, and we do have the Aegis to allow the Memoria to recharge. Also, this thing would just have to haul ass in order to do that, though, so that's probably not wise. Also, don't really recall if I had issues with getting delagged. But the whole speed boost thing is sort of moot when the most of it is going brrr. So, I guess again that's kind of the easy answer. I don't think I can move that any further forward. Yeah. Technically, I could throw it underneath. That would probably be smarter. Not debatably with all this stuff as is. But biggest thing is just losing that all of my energy thing kind of sucks. Because it means I can't have both of the Reapers. Also, evidently, I need more contact modules. Sorry, more rift modules. Not so sure this is the smartest option. But the alternative is to have it just kind of hanging out back there, which I really don't like. So, might have to do some more rebuilding with this bad boy as well. These do have quite a bit of extra armor. Don't know quite where I would necessarily put that, but easy answer is right there. It's not like the Pegasus is really going to help a whole lot, especially with the whole already more mass limit than tonnage thing going on. So I guess means I could attach by a stronger sacrificial part, but the whole shtick being that if I lose the plow, then I can drop the rest of the stuff before it becomes a liability. Well, the alternative is just, why don't you rebuild the internals so that that's not the case? Also, this way I would drop the Aegis as well, which prevents me from being able to use it despite only having one functioning Reaper nonetheless. All very good points I raised to myself pretty much after the fact. So maybe another one that's going to need some more hefty reworking. No, looks like I can't get the I'm more on that anyway, which is also kind of whatever because of all this. Gonna have to reshape that. Re-armor that. And I have an extra space there. Okay, yeah, so maybe some more heavy reworking needed for that. That needs a bunch. That's probably going to need a bunch. Yeah, because I'm also going to have to Pegasus it. Well, I don't have to, but I probably will. That's good, that's good. That needs more Icarus. That needs rework. That needs rework. That needs parts. Rework. Teammate. Oh, there we go. There's another one we can do. Except I think I did yield. I'll figure out where the sugar goes after again. But I need Icarus. This is many of them for this anyway. So it's not like it's a immediate problem either. Oh, I already have one squiggly somewhere. Oh. Right, hoping I would somehow fit the shiver in that space, which is definitely a lot more difficult than slapping that there. Bing! That's how I get this cleared. No, it's not Bang Shield this time. It's Andrew. Probably just needs Thursday. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, I don't have an elegant solution for this either. I suppose for the time being I'm going to slap the coolant pieces in there since there's so much less mass though. That's weird that that's 120 durability, that's 75 despite being the same total volume. But whatever. I guess I could also put that and save some mass, but for the sake of me needing to save a lot of mass at the moment, let's do that. Is there a better way, better looking way to do this? Looks pretty decent. Crazy that you get 8 of these motherfuckers. Don't get 8 of any of the 8x4x1s. So who knows, maybe we'll see heavier version of these that aren't the plows at some point. And I think I can probably manage to do that. To fit it in like that. So I guess there's nothing stopping me from doing that if I'd stacked them horizontally instead of vertically anyway. What do we get for mass? Oh, it's still way over. Dang. Well, obviously less so the other way. Also not really going to guard these very well, is it? So maybe we should verse it like that and then have the vertical. No, it's 5 tall, that doesn't work. But you know what does? Like that, yes. Love the small platforms. These dudes look good anyway. Alright, here we go. There we go. Probably more important that we protect that. We should also turn it that way. Yeah. Go, and I still have an extra energy? Bro, what the fuck? Where? Right, because I already had an RN seal, and I was going to swap an RN seal and then put another something there, and then I completely reworked the back of this and then did. Okay, so what would that look like? Especially now that we know we have space for it. Could even stack another shiver right there pretty easy, but what would a noob want? If they're running a friggin' Odin and a bunch of chords, probably a Doppler, I think. Dopplers are pretty sweet. One helps the entire team. Also works good as armor. Also not really any good place to put it. Alright, well. Shucks. Alright, what better fitting thing would a newbie want? I don't know, I think that might be it. I think the Doppler is kind of the obvious answer. Other than, like, fit another fucking chord on this bad boy. Which is also technically possible, but requiring a much more severe rework. I mean, cloaking could work for trying to make it PvP viable, but there's no way in hell this is going to be viable no matter what I do with it. It's 4 chords and an Aurora. Sorry, 5 chords and an Aurora. So, I really like the answer of Doppler, honestly. I guess I could just do this the other way, even though it's going to be less protected. I wonder if that's going to run into part issues. Let's see, 3 hovers at the back. 2 pieces of armor. So yeah, that's gonna hurt. Plus it would be another 4x3x2, which would be what these are for, but they're kind of already used. So could do that, I guess. But this is actually supposed to be 1 layer 4, 1 layer 4, and then a top of 4, so this actually also doesn't quite work. But I can jostle these around like so, and hope nobody explodes that. I mean, either put that or just say leave it off, because hashtag hover life. Oh, I only have 2 of those as well. Oh. Shucks. I feel like that seems fine. I'm gonna do one of those. Yeah, those looks okay. Saves us some mass. We still have parts. Not like I could fit 4 of these guys back here anyway, but we'll be able to fit 3 more, and then 1 other part somewhere. I think that ended up lining up pretty good, even though the actual, like, durable part didn't end up protecting the others as much as I would have wanted. Slash, you know, at all, but be how it do. Can always chop up those 2, center those, put more armor on the side if need be as well. Consider that pretty good. Actually barely changed weight at all, but considering how we added a generator, that's enough, 600 kilos. Can I consider that a win? That needs parts. That I'm unsure of. Would also be a bit of space to rework, because right now that's under there because it's 6 across. I think the entire build is actually... Let's find out. I guess I would have had to put the... No. Yeah. Yeah, 6 across. So I'd have to rotate it longitudinally, which would require changes of those. And then also me questioning what single part I would put on this again. It's already decent as is. It's not phenomenal, but gets those challenges done whenever they pop up. Need parts. That we already touched on. That needs a rebuild. That I don't know what I'm doing. That I don't know what I'm doing with it. That will need a rebuild for the Odin. Because we have that. And then, yeah, parts. Guess it would be more valid to say that and then say we're missing that there. That. And then Odin, Icarus, IV. What? Am I? It's supposed to be a VI, isn't it? New bait, 47 kph. I don't have any IVs. This thing goes 73 kph to begin with, so yeah, it's actually VIIs. Great. Great. Yes. And then that is rework. Odin. And then I'm gonna have to... Yeah, no, that should be good. So I think that covers everything for now, at least for like what I have downloaded, what I have decided on for the Odin. I'm still gonna have to do those, but those will be probably more like the independent build videos from last week, as opposed to this, which also ended up turning into build videos, but wasn't originally intended to be. So hold on. We can do probably event as well, because why not? It's like the last thing I need to, quote unquote, need to do today for here, for the dailies, short of deciding what I'm going to do, if anything, with buying more of these parts, crafting more things, but feeling wow, those things are fucking dropping like a rock. I'm surprised, because they were like last given like a week ago, so it's crazy that all of a sudden now price is dropping. I guess people just didn't buy the battle pass until now, and then don't have a desire to use it on other things. Weird. Oh well, not weird, I guess. Makes sense, I suppose. But I don't want any of these legendary items nearly bad enough to warrant it. The Impulse and Pyre maybe, but hard to justify with that price tag, although again the price is dropping, so maybe I'll check in tomorrow before reset. And then the other ones that require the Miller, who's 2,000, and like I said, probably going back up in price. Not so great, so. Funny that it links to all of these challenges, other than the, like this is specifically the foreshadowing challenges, rather than all the challenges, including the dailies for here. So I don't, well I guess, sorry, technically these are in their own category, that makes sense, it's just a duplicate of this. Makes sense. Alright. Now we can get the last one of these hammered out, even though I don't even bother doing the second tier, because I don't feel like worrying about doing 3 more matches for strategic reserves when they like never give anything good. I totally don't even remember what the filler rewards were for foreshadowing. Let's see, what else did I get? Coins, paint, well that explains why I had second paint, stickers. Box was free, that explains why I had that and was selling that. Yeah, paints and stickers. That's pretty much it. Okay, well, whatever. Like I said, they're filler rewards, so shocker. And there's that, and the price is going because it's not very good. It was kind of maybe worth it if you got lucky and got a Thor when Thors were like 40,000, but now that they're not, it's like, why bother with the gamble? Especially when the odds of that happening are very low. Alright, time to show people how I do this challenge in one mission. Says I'm going to immediately get trashed by, oh yeah, by people who are actually good at the game. Great. Oh, Spawner Mill, that's not a bad place to be. People insta-dying / quitting, not bad. Unless, of course, they're doing it in order to get better roles in which to destroy me. Which, again, not so great. That's just hypothetical. Wow, look at that. Wow. So good. Please don't kill. Good, not missing there. Wrecky. Later, dweebs. They're all following me. Concern. But I got that. Hee. Yeah, that went for good measure. Just put them in their place. And I've got the insta-kill booper. Nice. Don't want to fight blunted, thank you. Oof. Sucks to be that guy. Probably just gonna build their charge on more of the bots around the outskirts, because that's the smart move and also definitely what I do. Route rude, okay. Reasonable? No, rude nonetheless. Oh, we actually have the city cordoned off this time, which means that we have access to the, like, much cooler fields. Oh, it didn't kill you, that's awkward. He has a mine. Don't know if he's actually going to have the forethought to use it. Please continue not to, thank you. Awkward. Yes. Help ahead me, bro, when I'm at full health and understood. Love it. Don't love that. Love this area over here, though. Now I can actually do it. I had like 4 games in a row. Thus 4 days in a row where I didn't have access to. Ooh, that's not good. Those hurt me in this game mode, unlike regular when they just whatever. People are being mean. Later. Oh, it doesn't kill that guy earlier. Okay. I mean, fucking stunted on him though. Wrong way. Tee-hee. Oh, they got me with that one. Alright, that's fair. And now I got the big truck, but I don't even have the big truck with the cool spikes on the front to deal extra ram damage. What a world. Guess everybody's over in the Zen area now. Good thinking, everyone. Please tell me I didn't hit it. Okay. Thought I fucking hit the, like, dweeb car with it. Or maybe that's what it was locked onto, and then it got killed and it adjusted, or maybe I just got lucky that he continued driving a straight line. I don't know, but I'm not complaining. Alright, he's got the cool truck with the spikes on the front. Didn't save his ass, though. Oh, I was using that. There we go. Problem solved. Probably not as useful right now as guns or weapon, but you know, whatever. Take what you can get. I'm out at turret. Probably not wise to aggro literally everyone by crashing through them all like that. Doesn't matter because they don't care. I have a Mike team for more power-ups. That'll do. That'll do. Blunted is not having a good time here. fear is to be relegated to just when they're so playing in PvP. Which I guess shouldn't be a shocker either. Rude. And one of the reasons why I like being over here, double heals, baby. Hard to get those anywhere else. That guy's got the boop. I don't want it. I'm firmly in the lead. Time is done. Nice. Good me. Good job, me. And then you get dummy thick damage, because it turns out when you A, don't die, B, kill lots of people. That's what happens. So pro tip, just pick the good vehicles, and then play smart. Wow. Amaze. 80 badges, so easy. Strategic reserve, thumbs down. Especially because it's never given me uranium. And, I deserve it. I don't have enough money, you see. Okay, well, I think that fairly... Yeah, at the time, that covers pretty much everything I want to do now, so... East... Good. Maybe do some more of these later with more build videos. So exciting. I know everybody loving these.